Hello, folks. This is the Chad Factor. It has been a long time since I've done a video for you today. It is Tuesday, December 17th, 2019. Currently in Pennsylvania still for crazy reasons. Went to the Trump rally in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Drove all the way up from Georgia to Hershey, Pennsylvania, not just because I like Trump, but to actually see how many people like him in Pennsylvania, and apparently a lot of people really like him. There were people there from New York. There were people there who drove 1 or 2 hours from other parts of Pennsylvania just to go to this rally, and it was insane. Um, so basically, I drove 10 to 11 hours to get there, stayed at Airbnb for a week. Um, I waited in line for for 2 to 3 hours, and got into the rally. Um, and basically, I had to go through. The Secret Service was there, and one of my first blunders that happened for the day is that when you go through an airport, they have little bins or bowls that you put your belongings in to go through security, right? Pretty much, I want to see if I can show you. Well, I can't show you, but there's tables, okay? They're just sliding people's stuff on the table, right? Valuables, wallets, keys, stuff like that, okay? And what happened was that I put my stuff on the table, and a guy in front of me basically got my keys by mistake, because a Secret Serviceman took my keys and gave the keys to the person in the front of me. So he gave my keys by mistake, and apparently he walked away, and we couldn't find him. So pretty much he gave my keys by mistake to another person. If we actually had bowls, that wouldn't have happened, because you would have known which belongings belong to who. So that was my first blunder today, and my ever criticism of government. Even though I understand why you need Secret Service police to protect the president, but they need to get their game on, because they weren't doing the right thing. It's like, you can't. That could have not just been me. That could have been somebody else that lost their stuff. But basically, I just calm down. I relax. I go to the rally, sit down in the second level, and the stadium could fit 13,000 people, and pretty much it was packed. You had some VIP sections open, but overall it was packed. Seeing what he was saying, watching Mike Pence talk about pro-life, and talking about supporting our law enforcement, and also Trump talking about the job numbers, and how the impeachment proceedings are going. It was a very energizing thing to hear both of these men speak, and hear the sarcasm and comedy of Donald Trump, and talking about the Democrat Party. And he talked about the magic wand, which I keep telling people that Obama said these jobs weren't going to come back. You need a magic wand. And now suddenly a lot of these manufacturers are coming back. Other people might say it's government intervention. Other people might say no, it's because he's making better trade deals and trying to bring manufacturing here. That's what's going on. Because actually, if a business person has to commit the promises, because if he doesn't, he's not going to make profit, and customers are not going to. It's the same thing with votes. If he doesn't keep his promises to voters, then he's not going to win re-election. My only criticism is that, yeah, I understand why the Republicans need to respect law enforcement. I understand why Trump is doing this for political reasons, because the police unions are strong, but there does need to be a accountability for police, because people seem to think police are always right and always do just. people believe that we are not in a police state when we have city, county, school, and the sheriff's department. I personally believe that we need to just go to the sheriff's department. We need to abolish the city and county police and just have the sheriff department and maybe have private security on other private properties to protect people, because I don't want to live in a police state. And there's already news articles of police not going to certain areas because it's too much crime and asking citizens to arm themselves anyway. So, like I said, I understand that we need some government and some enforcement, but I just said the sheriff's department should be the only law enforcement entity in every county, in every city, because they're the highest police anyway. They have statewide jurisdiction. So that's my only criticism of keep promoting and keep saying and not criticizing the police enough. But other than that, it was an energizing speech. And pretty much, they still couldn't get my keys. No one ever turned in my keys yet. So I just waited outside and talked to some people who were coming from the rally. I actually was able to have a Trump supporter let me in their car for like 30 minutes to warm up, so I can wait near my car. I had some people unlock my door, a locksmith at the Hershey PA to unlock my door. So overall they were helpful people, but overall I had to wait 3 to 4 hours before I realized that, yeah, these people aren't going to call me back. I don't think there's going to be any keys turned in. And I ended up getting my car towed at around between 1 and 2 a.m. to a Jeep dealership, and had to get a lift back home because I was at an Airbnb, and then the Airbnb wouldn't let me in because they were asleep, so I had to get another hotel, and pay $70 extra for that. But just as I was going to check out of the hotel, I called Hershey and told them about the report of my lost keys. And 5 minutes after I called them, they tell me they got a call from an individual who said they got the wrong keys. Okay, they got the wrong keys at and that they said to call them back and get their phone number. And they gave me his phone number so I can reach out to him to see if these were the right keys or not. And lo and behold, the keys matched, just like I thought they would. So he made an arrangement, and he drove to the Airbnb. It took him an hour and 30 minutes to get there because he drove an hour and 30 minutes just to give me back my keys. Then he drove me to the dealership where I left my Jeep Patriot at. So that was a good day. Okay? So that was an honest, good to man that helped out another fellow guy. And he was a nice person. So when people say Trump supporters are sexist, racist, terrible people, he didn't have to drive all the way out there. He could have just met me halfway, and he could have just mailed them to me. But he said, no, this man needs his keys. I'm going to drive to him directly. So kudos to that gentleman, and we're going to still be friends to this day. So fast forward, got my keys back, and I made a complaint to the Secret Service about what was done. And I made a complaint that day, and they called me back the same day and explained to me that it's hard for them to carry all these bowls to rallies because they have so much equipment to pick up with metal detectors. He's saying this, but I said, yeah, but I mean, you can get extra space to get these bowls so people can put their belongings in, so people won't mistake and give their keys to the wrong person. All right. So we had a pretty civil conversation. He said that they're going to work on trying to get the bowls, and it was a good conversation. And we both hung up the phone. Overall, he took my complaint seriously, which I applaud him for that. So that was taken care of. I got an Airbnb, and then I want to go visit New York. And when I was driving only to stop somewhere, my Jeep Patriot breaks down. And for anybody listening, don't do Car Shield and don't do warranties that aren't recommended by the dealer. Do the warranties recommended by a dealer. I have Fidelity car warranty. So pretty much, my car breaks down. I had to call my warranty company to tow it, and they towed it to the Pep Boys first, and Pep Boys couldn't do it, so I had to tow it to the dealership. And it's been Friday, and it's Tuesday already, and I'm still waiting on them to call me to make sure. They have all the parts right now, but they're waiting to see if they're going to get everything done today. Hopefully it's done today, because I need to get back to Georgia to get some work done, to do work. So, I had to get it. The tow was free because I was going through my car warranty, and it was going to cost $1,600. Ended up costing $500 because of my car warranty. So they covered 80 to 90% of the purchase because it's only a $500 deposit. I mean, not deposit, upfront pay you got to pay. So thank goodness for that happening. But overall, to say, have a car warranty. Make sure you have extra money in the bank, in case you do long drives. But I say all that to say that overall, even though I had a crazy experience in Pennsylvania, it was still worth it to see Donald Trump and Mike Pence. It was still worth it to see all these people that are basically saying screw you to the Democratic establishment and establishment of the deep state. It was still a wonderful thing to see all these Trump supporters bringing their children, bringing their wives, bringing their grandparents and parents to these rallies. And it was of all ages, and it was great to see that, and I would do it all over again. I'm just glad that I was prepared for this occasion. But overall, I enjoyed myself at this rally, even though I had crazy stuff happen this week while I was going. So moral of the story is, Secret Service, get some bowls so people won't give keys by mistake. And always have a car warranty on you if you travel out of state by car a lot. But this is Chad Factor Out. Hope you enjoyed this video. More content is going to come in the future. Everybody have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and you'll see more videos from me in the future. Peace out.